crazy. So now the problem, well, now the problem that we have is in the Everglades, everybody who had python snakes have let them go illegally into the Everglades, and they've grown to be monsters. And you actually will see a python and an alligator going at it, and so now they open up the season for you to go trap the snakes to get them, because they're not Florida, type snakes. And so they want them out of the Everglades because they're eating all the vegetation, everything.
Well, you know what, Debbie? I think that'd be a good road trip for us. What do you think? We could go down and trap pythons and bring them back to Kansas City. What do you think? Debbie doesn't want to go with me, you guys. I don't know.
I know, right?
Uh-uh.
All right.
Phyllis, if it's
We
okay
can take
with
the
you,
trip. We're just not bringing any snakes back.
I don't want to see it. Yeah. If it's okay with you, Phyllis, I have a very cool conversation starter, and then we'll do the event pages that Lee was asking about.
All right.
And so, but I wanted to share this with you guys because, first of all, since it's just us, but second of all, how many of you have a product or service that can help people? Does anybody have a product or service? Okay. So if you have a product or service that can help people, when you're in a conversation, whether it's a Smart Connect on Alignable or an HMP breakout room or wherever you go for networking, you've got a few minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever they do for the breakout room stuff, to share your product or service with other people. And so I have a conversation skill that I love, and I've actually taught it to my grands. They think I'm a genius, so please don't blow my cover, but I want to show you how this is done. Please feel free to shout out, because again, it's just us. How many of you in this room play cards? Anybody play cards, like actual playing cards? Okay. How many suits are in a deck of cards? We'll go to Jenna first. How many suits are in a deck of cards?
4.
What are they?
Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades.
Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. Phyllis, pick 2.
Hearts, diamonds.
Hearts and diamonds. Lee, out of hearts and diamonds, pick 1.
Diamonds.
Which leaves what?
Hearts.
Okay. Out of the heart suit, Jenna, pick 2. Pardon me. Out of the hearts suit, what are the face cards?
Jack, queen, and king.
Jack, queen, king of hearts. That's fantastic. Phyllis, out of Jack, king, queen of hearts, pick 2.
King and queen.
King and queen of hearts. Lee, pick 1.
Jack.
Out of the king and queen of hearts,
Oh,
pick 1.
I'm sorry. Hello, pay attention. King.
Which leaves what?
Queen.
Perfect. So as you can see, I don't have 52 of these in my Zoom screen thing, but as you can see, even if people pick the opposite, you can still drive the conversation your direction. And so I just wanted to share that because I find people are, I wouldn't say aimless necessarily, but it's almost like cut to the chase. What do you do for a living? What product or service do you have that can help me? Because we all said we had something that can help people. So if we have a product or service that can help people, we've got to get them to this topic. And there's all types of ways to do it. But this, for me, drives it home from a standpoint. There's 52 cards in a deck. How did I get you guys right here? And like I say, I don't have 52 of these on my Zoom screen. So please consider, especially when you're training your team, it's a very, I guess you would say, strategic way to make sure you don't leave an appointment without somebody finding out, what do you do for a living? And especially if you have a product or service that can help people, and we leave our appointment and you haven't shared it with me yet, who loses?
Right.
I lose because I don't get your product or service and you just said it could help me. And you lose because you might not have a rock star networker in your network that's now going to help spread the word. So is anybody here brave enough to try to mess me up?
What do you mean by mess you up?
By mess you up, I want you to pick every opposite card of Queen of Hearts.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Fantastic. Jenna, how many suits are in a deck of cards?
4.
What are they?
Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades.
Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. Pick 2.
Me picked it. Okay. Diamonds and clubs.
Perfect, which leaves what?
hearts and spades.
Out of hearts and spades, pick one,
Spades,
which leaves what?
hearts.
Out of the heart suit, what are the face cards?
Oh my God, this is crazy. Jack, queen, king.
Jack, queen, king of hearts, pick two.
Jack, queen.
Out of Jack and queen of hearts, pick one.
Queen.
Okay, you got it.
Okay.
If you had picked king and jack, I would say which leaves what? I still
Right.
would get you here.
Right.
I can get you to my water machine by process of elimination every time, every conversation. What do you do for a living? You have a product or service that can help people. It's your job to get the word out about your product or service. So when I'm doing training calls, colleges or whoever is in the audience, I always say, take a queen of hearts from a deck of cards. Like, of course, kids have deck of cards now, but even if you do a screenshot of it, keep it somewhere visual at your desk, near your computer, on the visor of your car before you go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting to remind yourself to get the conversation your way. You don't have to go, would you like to buy a water machine? But you literally drive the bus. What kind of water do you drink now? Are you sensitive to chemicals when you clean your house? I can drive that bus any single way I want by Queen of Hearts process of elimination. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I have been in breakout rooms and I have left before going, what does she do? I've asked her 3 times and she literally never takes it back to me. And because I want to know what they do so I know how I can support them. Who's a good client for you? Who's a good referral? And if we never get to the topic, I don't know who to send her. So I
Okay.
just wanted to share the Queen of Hearts thing. If you
Well,
guys
let me ask you this, Kathy. On Thursdays, you know, I do that in-person networking. And so a couple times I'm asked to pick who had the best 30 seconds. Okay.
Mhm.
So and they always are like, well, what's your criteria? I said, well, I'm not going to tell you. I want to hear you do your 30 seconds. So at the end, I tell them my criteria is, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I feel strongly. Did you go past your 30 seconds where they had to keep ringing the bell?
Correct.
Did you have your phone where you were reading your 30 seconds because you didn't practice it? And if you own the company, shame on you that you can't talk about this company you own, right? And then the other one is, did you ask for a specific referral? And the one guy who does car insurance, he's with State Farm, he goes, well, I just say people, you know, people that drive. And I said, I know everybody drives. I said, but let me ask you, what if you drill it down to, do you have teenagers that are getting ready to get a license? Oh, yeah, my neighbor, you know, whatever. If you drill it down, that referral goes in their head more than just saying anybody, somebody, everybody, you know? And so a couple of them, they're like, well, that's awful strict. I said, no, it's not. When you have to read it, you didn't practice your 30 seconds. If the bell keeps dinging, you just took out somebody else's 30 seconds. You know, and if you're not asking for a referral, what do you want me to do with you and your business? You know?
And the rest of the story, when you do the timer, a lot of times, first of all, it helps people stay on track. But second of all, if anybody here goes over 30 seconds, no one here is listening anymore.
Right.
All they're aware of is the timer just dinged. Honey, did you not hear the timer just ding? So they're no longer listening to what you say. So if the 30 seconds or whatever the time parameter is up, just say, thank you so much and be done. Because if you go longer than that, the only thing the audience is aware of is you went over the time. And yes, Phyllis, it is now taking her time. And
Right.
now we just lost out for other people. And so it really, all of the strategies that people do in networking events are very cool. And think of Toastmasters. Toastmasters did not get the dynamic reputation that it has because it allows and all the things that you're not supposed to do. It's a matter, and especially strategically, virtually, to look in the camera instead of at all the cool friends that you've got in the camera, especially if you're doing a video. And so there's so many cool strategies that we can do for networking. And again, that's just why I wanted to share the Queen of Hearts thing with you guys. All right, so let's go to the event pages that Lee was asking about. Do you prefer I call you Leah as Edwin does, or what would you like me to call you?
Whatever toots your horn this morning, I'm okay.
I
with.
know, seriously, I know. So ladies, first of all, the things I would like to share is thanks to Phyllis and thanks to Debbie. It's cool that they're both here today. We have Girls Just Want to Have Fun on Fridays. And that's the name just cause. If you ever want to change it, please do. And I'll see if I can make you a different Canva logo or make it yourself. But the rest of the story is Debbie has F3 networking on Thursdays, which is fun. Fabulous Female Friends Networking. And that's every Thursday at noon Central Time. So let's see, first of all, since we would make this.
Excuse me,
not
Kathy.
specific. Yeah.
I am recording this. I'll gladly share the recording with anybody after if you want it, or it'll be on my YouTube channel.
On your YouTube channel. Look at you be
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna look up F3 networking, first of all, just because I don't want you to think it's automatic because we're on Phyllis's call. And so we're gonna be looking up F3 networking. That doesn't look like an event page. That looks like a post from Debbie Dub. What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, but you didn't what, Deb?
Filter, filter, filter.
Filter, filter, filter. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook. I didn't filter, 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 which means you now click on events. So now when you're going to go to F3 networking and see if you can find it, okay, there's a million events as you can see, but filter, filter, filter. Don't give up on the filter, filter, filter part. F3 networking, if you actually want to attend it, is going to be on the page and boom, F3 networking. So we actually get to have F3 networking again, because we have the event pages set up. And as soon as you have the event pages set up, click on it. They're hyperlinked. You click on it and bingo, you now have your event page. I'll show you how to make one, but I wanted you to be able to actually invite people to your event because that is what gives you so much traction. You see the big invite page, the tab that is invite. Now you've got people that are in your network that you can actually invite from here because they make it super, super easy. So let's invite Grace Strawn. Let's invite Dennis Vargas. Let's invite all of our superstar friends, maybe even Phyllis, who's already going. Debbie Duval is one of our co-hosts, thanks to Deb, Terry Ann, etc. But now what are you going to do? Don't forget the most important part. You haven't invited them yet. Send invites. Send invites. So now you just invited your friends to this particular event. And it's the very same thing on LinkedIn. So let's think once again, as far as the events, how do we create an event? You see right on the left-hand side, as soon as you filter to events, there's a huge tab that says what? Create new event. Now we're not duplicating because I didn't hit duplicate on the F3 networking. We're creating a new event, something brand new. You're going to add a picture. Please, please, please always add a picture because first of all, it creates excitement. Make a logo for your deal, for whatever your event is, but something, either the name of it, a picture of you, anything. Because if you just see an event and it's got all the geometric stuff that Facebook and LinkedIn give us, people are going to basically blow right past it because they don't know what it is. Okay, they have no idea. So please add a picture. You can go to Canva for free, create anything, type in the name of your event, type in networking, take a Canva free slide, logo, meme, whatever you want to do, but please make a picture. Then of course, the easy part is name it. What are you going to do? I'm going to train on no card. I'm going to train on teaching people how to say aloha and mahalo correctly. I'm going to teach people that Mele Kalikimaka is the coolest thing in the whole world. You're going to do something for your event name, and you've got 100 characters right here to actually do that. Next, and once again, it feeds you right through it. Start date, that's easy. What day are you doing this? Can't be any easier than that. What time are you starting it? The cool part is your Facebook account is going to time it your time zone, which is awesome. And usually, not always, because it's messed up before during the daylight savings time stuff, and it takes a while. Actually, some of the events have to catch up, so to speak. But let's say, for example, it's going to be 4 o'clock Kansas City time, which is not 4 o'clock of Hawaii time. So you put in the start date for your location and Facebook will convert it for you. Okay. Now, because I am a schedule person, I always hit the end time. And the reason for the end time is because if I'm going to an event and my schedule is usually back to back, and yes, okay, 15 minutes, back to back to back to back. Literally, I do it intentionally when I'm on my networking schedule to get my events in. So you want an end time. Is it going to be 57 minutes? Is it going to be 2 hours? Is it an 8-hour workshop? You've got to let people know the parameters. So I always add an end time. And the reason I do that is, as you can see, this defaulted for 3 hours. I'm not going to expect people to be able to sit somewhere for 3 hours to learn anything, because that's probably not a good fit for them. And it certainly ain't a good fit for me. I would rather do 3 events, 3 different times, pardon me, an hour a piece, than 1 event for 3 hours, because you know how that goes. The brain can only handle what the rear end can endure. Now, is this in person or virtual? My friends, it can't be any easier than that. In person or virtual. If it's in person, then please let them know where it is. It's going to be at Olive Garden down the street. It's going to be at something in Lee Summit. It's going to be what? If it's virtual, how are they going to find you? Aha, look at this. They let us know. Is it a Facebook Live event and all they have to do is hop on and watch you? Is it going to be an external link, as in hello, a Zoom link? Or is it actually going to be other, which means, are you going to create your own on Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, or even gobrunch.com? What are you going to create to make this be the other part? Who can see it? Please, please, please. Do you see what happens here? Somehow on my account, because I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups, it defaulted to group. Please pay attention to that. It defaulted to group. So in this particular case, the women of HNP are the only ones that are going to see my event. Well, that's terrific, but gentlemen are invited also. So I just lost a whole group. Or it's private, which means only my close in friends can see it. That's not going to work. They're not networkers. So what happens if I do my friends only? Well, that's lovely, but I'm kind of a meet new people kind of person. So if I do my friends only, that's not going to work. If you don't hit the public on your event page, if that the only people that are going to see it is your current network. Now, there are a million schools of thought to the next section, which is what are the details? Come to my event. It's going to be tons of fun. No one cares. Do you have hashtags, which means are you findable on a Google search? Are you findable when somebody has an opportunity to find out what your group is? Hashtag networking, hashtag free. If you are charging for your event, how will they pay? Which means hashtag Venmo, hashtag PayPal. What are you going to do about that particular event? And what am I going to learn? And can I bring a friend? Is this open to the public? Hashtag open to all? Or what exactly are we going to be learning here? Information, superhighway. What are you going to put on this particular details that's actually going to cause people to, first of all, be able to find your event if they filter to events, and or they're now going to have an opportunity to actually find out what else is happening that you're going to be training on. Now, the next school of thought, again, a lot of people say, oh, I don't do that. Always your choice. I don't care what event I'm doing, as many times as I can, I always add a co-host. Why is that? Because all of a sudden you're going to add a co-host, and it's going to be F3 Networking, Debbie Dub Miller. It's going to be Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's going to be Phyllis Arnstein. So whatever I'm doing, I add a co-host. 2, 3, 4, 10, doesn't matter, because they're going to get a notification that says, Kathy Weaver just invited you to be a co-host on whatever it is, which means what? You now get more buzz on your Facebook or LinkedIn page. Obviously, the event gets more traffic because everybody's getting buzzing around going, what does Girls Just Want to Have Fun? I've never heard of F3 Networking, and more people are going to find it algorithmically and certainly with organic traffic. So please add a co-host or 2 to your event, someone that you trust, someone on your team, whatever that looks like. Now, do you want your event repeated? My friends, I don't know how to say this nicer, but please don't cancel an event publicly, okay? Please don't ever, never cancel an event publicly. So if you have an event, it's coming up on Sunday and no one has signed up, please don't say, Kathy Weaver canceled F3 Networking. Please don't ever say that. Change the date, make an edit, put it for 2027 for heaven's sakes, but please don't ever cancel an event. Edit it, fix it, change it, whatever you want to do. But if you do a cancel, that's all people remember. Kathy Weaver canceled Chamber of Commerce, la-di-da-di-da. That's all they remember. Oh, honey, I thought you canceled that. And if they never see it canceled, they're never going to think it's a problem. If it came and went, in other words, it's Sunday at 3 o'clock and now it's Monday morning, nobody's going to see anything. All it was, the event happened. You didn't post any pictures, which is usually a clue for me because I'm kind of a picture girl. But all of a sudden, if you cancel it, they're going to go, oh, I saw you canceled your event. I'm so sorry. Nobody went. That's such a bummer. No, don't ever cancel an event. So if you're going to click repeat, this is also up to you. I have done repeat on some of my events because I know it's going to happen. But now what are you going to do? Weekly? Okay, let's do weekly. When are you going to end it? Okay, weekly as in the end of May, weekly as in the end of August, weekly as in the end of 2024. When are you going to end it? And of course, the time. So if it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon that you're ending it, and probably you're going to do a few all the way through May 31st, great. And it ends at 4 o'clock, just change it. It started at 4, it'll end at 5. And so now you've got that opportunity. Please remember, these are the additional settings they've just added, which is kind of fun. But now do you want to show the guest list or keep it private? I'm going to keep it private because I don't want other people to see who's coming. Well, once again, for me as a networker, I want people to see who's coming. Susie and Billy and Joey are going to be there. By golly, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Who can post on this event? Well, only us, because if anybody else posts, that's not a good fit. That's not going to happen. I want anybody to post on this event. The only problem is sometimes people actually say, I'm sorry, I can't come. Well, if somebody big says, I'm sorry, I can't come, everybody else is going to go, well, if Susie can't go, then I'm not going. So that's up to you how you decide if you're going to let people see who's going to post it. Now, one thing that I have done before, and I might have a control issue, is now you can approve the posts, which means if somebody says I broke my foot, I can't come, and it's somebody at network, I definitely don't want everybody to see that because they're going to instantly think if she can't come, I'm not going. So then I have to approve it or not. So then I have an opportunity to write to Susie and say, I'm sorry about your foot, and I hope you can make it to the next one. And I addressed it, but I didn't let it be a public thing. So I have actually done that before. Okay. And then at the bottom right here, it says create event. Obviously, in this case, it's not going to let me do it because I ain't a got to know picture. I ain't a got to know link, and I ain't a got to know name for this event. So please know, push a button. You can't break anything. The only thing I'm begging you is never cancel. If you all of a sudden have this as a weekly event and nobody came to the first one, so you're not doing another one, then don't cancel all the ones in May, because that's, again, all they're going to see. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Honey, I'm sorry, your event didn't work. That's all they're going to see. So whatever you were trying to teach or train on, that's what they're going to notice. So don't repeat it necessarily until you have decided if it's a good fit for you, if training's a good fit, and certainly the rest of the story is they're not going to want to attend. So if you have your event right here, and again, instead of doing the repeat, I literally love to do, there we go, 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots. You guys know how I feel about 3 dots. As soon as you click on that, what does it say? Duplicate event, boom. So now you don't have to do a repeat. All you have to do is a duplicate. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, this is the tricky part. If I'm going to duplicate this event, and I'll show you how it works, just so you'll be able to see, I'm actually going to make one of these in May, Deb. Thursday, yeah, it's Thursday. Okay, why did she do the end date first? Facebook is a little wonky sometimes, and it doesn't like the duplicate part, so you can't just go in and necessarily do it easily. So I start with the end time and day. In this case, what group is this? I know it's not 12, so hang on. There we go. My goodness, as you can see, it's not letting me go in here. I think it's because I got too many tabs open. Highly possible, right? In this particular case, May 2nd at 1, but it's 1 a.m., so that's not going to work. And then we'll go in here to May 2nd when it's really starting. As you can see, that's not a good fit. So now it's going to do 12:15, and now it lets me. So when you see big red letters pop up, don't panic. All that means is push a different button, get a different result. So now I've duplicated the event. The picture stays the same. The Zoom link stays the same. External link, all of my hashtags, etc., it stays the same. I'm of course going to add a co-host. Debbie's already there as far as accepted, and now I'm going to create it. Boom. So please remember, duplicate is cool if you know you're going to do it again. If you do a repeat, and all of a sudden you're not going to do the repeat anymore, and one person ends up showing up on May 31st, the rest of the story is now you're going to be going, rats, I didn't want to do that anyway. And now you're going to have to do it. So the bottom line is, here we go with Deb, send invite. And now my co-host is going to say, Debbie accepted the co-host invitation, and more buzz is going to happen because we've now got F3 networking on May 2nd. So once again, my friends, please remember there's tons of different ways to do this. It's very similar also on LinkedIn. I'm just going to do this super quickly. Once again, search. In fact, I already looked this up, so let's make sure I'm doing something fresh. F3 networking. And you're going to put it in the search bar. Okay. 1 second, Lee. We're going to put it in the search bar. The good news is filter to events, because otherwise we're going to see posts for F3 networking. What's going to show up? Okay, I made the event. What's going to see the content type? All the different things that you put in here, filter. Push the buttons. I promise you can't break anything. And as soon as you type in the event pages, now you're actually going to be able to see who posted what about your F3 networking. Okay, it's an event. You want to see that. Edit works pretty much the same, and except you can't duplicate from a LinkedIn, at least not to my knowledge. So you do have to do the copy paste thing. Click on details, see who the speakers are. Anytime you're doing an event, make several speakers, because as you can see in this case, Debbie's the speaker. If I had made me the speaker, it's like blah, 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 but all of a sudden Debbie's the speaker. Heck yeah. So now you're going to actually want to do that. Manage. What does that say? Delete. Please don't ever do that. Share, which means copy link and send it to someone, or you can actually invite from this page. Lee, you had a question before I undo the screen share thing?
On your Facebook, how do you share that posting on my page? Is that arrow button?
How do I share this event on your page?
Right. Or,
Okay.
like I come to I find the event, I go, then I would just hit this arrow to share exactly this on my page.
Absolutely. And that is
Okay.
exactly the arrow, which means push the button. And now you're going to share it to feed, or you're going to share it to a page, or you're actually going to share it to a group. So that's wonderful. But the rest
Okay.
of the story for me is, as soon as you click the 3 dots, I love to do the notification part. I also love to do the invite part, because now you can actually take the link to this page and share it with other
Okay.
personally like, but there's a million different ways, of course, to do that as well. But
Okay.
I do like to share button, just like you mentioned, to the best. I can share it to my feed. I can even put it in a messenger tab, certainly to somebody else's page, definitely to a group. So that's a great question. But once again, push buttons, 3 dots. It really can't be any easier. Just please don't ever cancel an event, because that's all people remember. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry that didn't work out. And you certainly don't want that to happen. So don't duplicate something and make it last for 10 years if you don't think it's going to happen. Hit duplicate instead. And once you're on a roll and it's going to be happening every week, then you can start doing the repeat event and make it a weekly thing. I hope that answered your question, and I got to go in a sec for the next meeting, but I am super excited to see you guys. Phyllis, would you like to take a picture, or would you like me to?
Let me try. Well, and then you're going to take one, but let me try. So
Oh, funny
the
girl.
button. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Wait,
okay,
you gotta wait.
so-
You gotta wait. Not yet.
While we're waiting, I put my YouTube channel. I'll have it up by tomorrow. This thing.
Okay.
Fantastic. And please remember how cool it is when Lee posts this particular training on her YouTube channel. We can take the link to that video and put on our channels on whatever playlist we want. And so please consider that as well. There's so many things to do with YouTube. Plus, if you have not taken your event page that you just created and added it to your community section on your YouTube channel, my question to you is why? So when you're making an event on Facebook or LinkedIn, you obviously are trying to get more people. So if you haven't added that to your community section, tab on your YouTube channel. I just have to ask why.
Because I didn't know to do that, so I wrote it down to do that.
And it gives, once again, YouTube is the largest search engine on the planet with the possible exception only of Google. And so if we don't use all the tabs that they give us and
Right.
add buttons and push buttons and literally 3 dots, I just have to know why. My
Great, you
friends,
added more to
Phyllis,
my homework this weekend.
I know, right? We got homework, everybody.
Yep.
Phyllis, when you print screen on your computer, is that what you do to take your picture?
Uh-huh. And I
Okay.
put it in my picture file and labeled it.
Oh, beautiful. That's why I was going to ask. So as soon as you print screen on your computer, and then usually there's tabs across the front, depending upon whatever your computer is doing, Microsoft Edge or whatever you guys have, and you click on full screen, that goes in a picture file, which is in who knows where. And then when you find the picture, it's usually the most recent, depending upon how you got your file set up. Then you open, right click open, and then right click save. And where are you going to put it when you save it? I have to put it on my desktop or I know I would lose it.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
Yep.
what I do. And I will put it out there on Facebook.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing fantastic.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Just FYI, Phyllis, I liked your YouTube channel this week.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
nice.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like maybe 15 where I had like 13, so I got 2 more. So hey, I'm getting there, you know.
Absolutely. Be sure and always put your link in the chat of every group that you go to. And for me, even on Alignable, where it says website, you can add your website so people can find you. I do my YouTube channel there because as soon as I tell them my books are free, they want to know what my channel is. They don't know how to do all that.
Right.
So I just put it right there in the website deal. And literally they click on that. I've got more subscribers.
Well, since I can't now remember what my YouTube channel is, I copied it, right? And so I have this note keeper thing on in my documents, and so I put it in there. So now I can just copy and paste it whatever I'm on because I can't now remember what it is. So you
You're
know.
the best. I know. I love that. All right, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, girls. It was great to see you.
It was
Mahalo.
beautiful today. You guys
Yeah.
have a safe weekend and enjoy it.
It's gonna be
I know,
beautiful
thank
down here,
you.
so you enjoy it too.
I know, except for Pilar, she'll be inside because they gotta have snow still.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh. Bye now.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Have a good
Bye.
one.